FBI done it, but if it didn't, we goddamn well had better have done it, you see.
That's absolutely right.
You know, and one thing that I was going to say, I had a press conference at one point where I pointed out that the height of the national security type things, which, you know, there were many more than were admitted, but the height was in Bobby Kennedy's administration.
That's right.
And then this and that. So in a statement that is developed, Ruckelshaus should say, locally, yes, the FBI has done a lot of national security investigations. The number in the Kennedy administration was blank. The number in the Johnson administration was blank. The number in this administration was blank. And ours is going to be lower than anybody else's, you know.
Right, exactly.
And I think that's a good way to put it. And then he should go on to say that, what about newsmen? Newsmen were not, there was no tapping of newsmen as newsmen, but only with the purpose of determining whether or not people with security information had leaked to them, you know.
Yes, and they were always based on...
That's right. Always based on that, and that this imputes nothing of guilt to them. It's solely for the purpose of determining whether that... Now, the public will be with us on this, Al, because most people don't want newsmen to print this goddamn crap.
That's right. Exactly right.
Don't you agree?
Yes, I do. Now, I've gotten some readout on some of the yesterday's and today's activities.
Right.
Gray made a statement that he had called Clark McGregor on July 5th in San Clemente and asked if he had any evidence of presidential suppression. And Clark McGregor said absolutely not. And yesterday, I understand Gray stated this in his testimony.
Yeah.
And that in his testimony, it was very strong that there was no presidential.
Well, now the main thing about that is to get Walters' cryptic statement to the effect where I said, told Gray, go to the very top, you know, that's got to get out.
That's right.
I don't know how you can do it, but...
Well, now, Walters has seen Peterson.
Yes.
He reviewed along the lines we discussed, including that, and he said he'd be prepared to submit an affidavit. Peterson said, no, don't bother, you're going to be a witness. Now, we've worked on Schlesinger a little more. I was a little nervous about him.
He'd be all right.
About the memcoms, and we were handling them.
Yes.
And I had Lazard talk to him.
Yes.
And he's very comfortable.
Well, you can't give him the memcoms for other reasons, but we can testify about everything that's in them.
That's exactly right, and he's on board with that. Now, he's also going to see Colby. Now, Colby is an old pro.
Yeah.
Who's involved in all...
He's behaving, isn't he?
Oh, yeah. So I'm not too concerned about that, any problem there, that we're going to have any kickback. Now, in Richardson, we've had a little problem with his image, which has been too much of a clean boy, but not enough of a gut-fighting prosecutor, which is exactly what he is.
He should be a gut-fighting prosecutor.
That's right. So we're getting some stories out on that. Williams has described him as the best prosecutor he's known. Who? Bennett Williams.
Yes.
And he handled the gold fine case and the Boston money case, and we're getting these stories out.
Right.
That helps his image.
Right.
And he goes back on Monday, Tuesday.
Right.
The timing on his list is being held up by the FBI checks. We don't dare not execute them carefully for the prosecutor, the special prosecutor.
Yes. Who's he leaning to at the moment, do you know?
Well, no, I don't know, sir.
Well, don't tell me.
Is on there. But they've got to check every one of these guys out, and they should take even on.
Tell me this. How about making Byrne the head of the FBI now?
Well,
you know, he was a top candidate before all this stuff, but why not? Think about it. Todd, how long will know, one of our listeners people will know.
Okay.
And goddammit, let's just get somebody in there. Because we got to clean the goddamn place out. Now, with regard to this guy's resignation, I would not do it in a peremptory way. Tell you why. Why have him go out and start slashing the president right away?
Yeah.
See my point?
Right.
Isn't worth it. No.
Well, this thing sort of changed its flavor a little bit anyhow. I think we ought to go slow on that.
What do you mean, change its flavor?
Well, the Ellsberg thing's dead now.
That's right. Good. Don't you think that's good or not?
Yeah, I'd hold up on it. Rucklehouse will have some ideas there.
But tell Ruck that he's got to just stand firm. And, shit, he can look at all these things. He can look at all these goddamn memcoms. You know that.
Sure. That
doesn't bother me a bit.
Well, we're going to go through the whole thing tonight. Be sure we know exactly what we have.
That's right. You and Bazard.
That's right.
Right.
We know exactly what we have. And
right.
There. I think I know, and I think there's no problem with it. I
right.
Got it pretty hasty.
But on the lake thing, the only thing that concerned me, I just wanted to know who the hell did it.
Yeah.
You don't know yet, huh?
No.
I'm sure. Let me say, if it came from Marty and the FBI did it.
That's right. And that's where this stuff came from. So anything that we have.
Except that Marty might have been working with this goddamn Hunt, Al, I didn't know they were working with Hunt. I didn't have the slightest idea we had somebody else working on this other than the FBI. I really didn't.
Well, no, and he may have. But we'll have to find that out.
Find out. But the point is, if Hoover wasn't investigating Lake, the goddamn guy should have been fired.
Absolutely. Well, I know he was in on the original stuff.
Yeah, I know he was in 69, 70. The question is whether he was in June of 71 when this fellow went over to McGovern. No, I mean, oh Christ, the other guy. Muskie. Right. And, Henry just went up the wall and said, we got to find out what the hell he's doing. Al, when Henry, the garbles around about this, let's understand, he was the one that insisted we had to find out what the hell Lake was talking to. You remember? He was up the wall. I didn't give a shit about this Lake. But Lake had been with him to Moscow. He'd been with him to Peking. He'd been with him, in Vietnam. And he was scared to death.
Sure, and he's, as a matter of fact, we've got to keep Henry off that platform tomorrow.
Why? Because he's out of his mind?
No, no, he's all right. But,
as a matter of fact, I wonder if we should. I wonder if Henry just should
pop it out?
Huh?
Just let him be the story?
Why not? Why doesn't he come out and say, look, yes, there were investigations. I'm not going to discuss them, but they were all for the purpose of these leaks of terribly important national security things that would have destroyed this country. Now, goddammit, Henry ought to stand up and say that. Why does he just wait until things are good to do it?
Well,
otherwise, I've got to do it.
Yes, the trouble is I'm a little worried that it wouldn't be self-serving.
Oh, I see. He tried to say he had nothing to do with it, you mean? He knew nothing about it.
Yeah.
Bullshit. He knew all about it.
It was cut off quickly.
He not only knew about it, hell, but for Christ's sakes, who was in the office pounding the desk saying, we've got to find out?
Yeah.
So I was, and you were, I'm sure.
That's right.
But, God damn it, Henry was too, Al, wasn't he?
I never saw any reluctance.
Reluctance? Yeah.
Well, but I think, he's more sensitive about his liberal friends than that. I don't think.
So basically, let's put out a very good, strong statement. And write it out long, though. To Henry, write a long statement and say the things he was going to say in his opening statement, see?
Right.
And that'll make a good story.
Right.
Fine. Put that out. Now, with regard to Ruck, I think he should say he's investigating the whole thing, but I think that somewhere we ought to get out these numbers again and tell Ziegler, goddamn him, Ziegler knows what I said in this press conference because they prepared it. And there were 108 or 12 or so in the Kennedy 170. Do you see my point? But my point is, don't have Ruck go out and say, yes, we did bug newsmen, for Christ's sakes. God damn it, point out that this, yes, we've been doing it. Don't you agree with the offensive strategy? You want to have a buzzard, or has he lost his guts?
No, he's the guy that wants to do it. He wants to get out there and slap. He says totally legal, and what should have been done.
The only problem we've got, basically, is, well, I say the only problem. It may be a problem, it may not. The lake thing might have been done by somebody, outside. But if it was, Al, doesn't the President of the United States have the responsibility to conduct an investigation with regard to leaks in the goddamn place on a national security basis?
Of course he does.
Or do we? And say, no, I've got to go to the court to ask them? Screw the court. Huh?
Well, that's right. Now, that may be that there's that particular thing. We have to find out.
I bet you the lake thing was done by the FBI.
Yeah.
I had a recollection that it was. Understand, I never saw any of the lake reports. Henry used to come in and burgle around a little, say her lake isn't saying anything,
That's right, he didn't when we were watching it.
You watched it, didn't you? Did he ever say anything?
No.
Remember he met with Harriman and everybody else never said a goddamn thing?
That's right.
But Henry was scared to death that he would put out everything. Oh, well. Fine. Who's looking into that, trying to find the lake file now? Is anybody?
Yes, Bernard's over there. I just left there. We were waiting to get the goddamn Secret Service to get a man with us. That's what they have to do.
I see.
So we're going to.
Well,
it'll be done quickly.
Yeah. Would you call me back?
Yes, sir.
And, let me say, whatever we did, God damn it, Al, let's be positive about it. Let's fight it right down. Jesus Christ, when I think of the fact that here we are worrying about whether this lake was investigated. Good God, he should have been investigated. He'd left the staff. He had a lot of confidential information. And we had to know. Huh?
He was defected.
Defected? That's right. Now, for God, don't we have a responsibility to find it? It might involve whether we end the war, have the China initiative, or not have it, right?
Exactly right.
And by God, let's fight it right down to the wire. The newsmen don't bother me. Most people would love bugging the goddamn newsmen, believe me.
That's right. If they were printing unauthorized stuff or let into...
That's right. You see, Ron figures he can just hold the one he's got tonight, huh?
Well, I think so. There won't be any hit tonight, I don't think.
Because they're going to they'll probably hit the Ellsberg thing will go right. You don't think you want Henry to go out tomorrow, then? I mean, the point is, Henry really ought to go out and face up to this damn thing and hit it right out of the ballpark instead of course we did it.
Tended to do it. It would be from his perspective, you say.
Would you be? I didn't know a thing about it, right?
No, he'd say, yes, I got these reports. They were not earmarked as wiretaps. They weren't.
No,
but
none of them ever were.
That's right. And they involved, none of this was the way he intended to say it. I received no illegal information. It was there. It involved the reports of people under my supervision, reports on them.
Yeah.
They came directly to me initially.
Yeah.
And then after about a few months, they stopped, and I was told about cases under my supervision from time to time. That's the way he had intended to do it.
Did you prefer, though, you think he's too weak to go out and...
Well, I hate to...
Why the hell do we...
Guy.
Yeah, I see. The Soviet announcement's pretty good anyway, by itself, without Henry going out and burbling around about it. What do you think?
Well, I do. He doesn't know this yet. He's going to probably be upset, but he won't be upset if he knows he's on the first online on the 7th.
That's right. Now, with regard to Ruck, just say, look, don't you go out till we have all the facts. Now, what does Ruck want to do? Come over and look at the files?
No, he hasn't asked to do that. He just said he's in a hell of a dilemma. He's anxious to get out and really knock this one over the fence. And wants to do it as soon as possible, but he said, God damn, I can't get any material. Our files have been what we have.
What really happened, let me tell you, is this. what really happened is Ed Hoover was a genius in this respect. He didn't keep any damn files of things he did on investigations with regard to national security. He left them at the White House. You know that?
Of course.
And what happened is that good old Edgar, of course, probably had Marty in. He probably told him he could get the goddamn things over to the White House.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
That's right.
And Sullivan did the same thing. Sullivan, who did it, he just said he's just going to play a hard line. Is he already testified?
I think he has, yes, sir, but I haven't gotten any readout. I understand there was a discrepancy between Mardian and Sullivan in their testimonies.
Oh, boy.
Mardian insisted that well, no, not Mardian, but the Attorney General, Mitchell.
Yeah.
Mitchell insisted he knew of no wiretap.
Oh, shit.
That's bullshit.
Mitchell, for Christ's sakes, approved every goddamn wiretap there was. He said that, but Mitchell was just lying in his teeth.
That's right. Now, Sullivan insisted that he did, and he said there's even a signature from Mitchell on the box of material that was sent over, so we got to find that, too.
That's right. Good. Well, just another nail in John Mitchell's coffin, but...
Yeah.
But anyway, this is what we're paid the big salaries for, Al. Fight the goddamn battle, and you tell Henry that he's got to know that